guys, welcome to the MCQ series of paper 60 economic laws. My name is Ayush and in this video we are going to discuss the MCQs from the case study digest. So let's start with the case study number 1, MCQ number 1. So this is the MCQ, first MCQ. What shall be the legal validity of the order of attachment of the private properties of the promoters of the Trispoon Limited involved in money laundering by the adjudicating authority? If you know, there is a two-step procedure. First, in Prevention of Money Laundering Act, first the provisional attachment is made, and after that the adjudicating authority has the power to decide whether the provisional attachment done by the order of authorized officer is correct or not. Okay, so if you know the time period for which the adjudicating authority can pass the order of attachment, this question will be very easy for you. So what I have given, I have here given the legal provision which is taken from the page 4.18 May 22 ICAI study material. So let's read this. Where the adjudicating authority decides that any property is involved in money laundering, he shall, by an order in writing, confirm the attachment of the property or retention of the property, or record seized or frozen under section 1718 and record a finding to that effect. Period of attachment or retention by the order of adjudicating authority is 365 days. Okay, so for 365 days the properties can be attached on the order of adjudicating authority, but those 365 days will be calculated excluding the period of stay by the court. Okay, let's see where 365 days is given. So B is the correct answer. Valid because adjudicating authority by an order in writing can confirm the attachment of the property, which shall continue during the investigation for a period not exceeding 365 days or the pendency of the proceedings relating to any offense under this act before the court. Okay, so this is the correct answer. Some people might be confused between 365 days and 180 days. You have to remember that 180 days is the period for provisional attachment, but which is done on the order of authorized officer, but adjudicating authority 365 days is the correct answer. So option B is the correct answer. Now let's go to next question. With respect to the remittance by AIFEL to meet the recurring expense of branch office in Toronto, identify the correct statement. Okay, now let's see more details from the case study. Yes, so here they have given is that AIFEL, that is the Affl International and Fabrics Export Limited, is a company which is a subsidiary of AFFL. As we have already, I have already explained in introduction video, is that we are not going to read the entire case study, so we will not waste a lot of time. So let's only read the relevant part in order to solve the question. AIFEL branch office in Toronto, on account of lockdown, failed to make the revenue as expected, hence seek foreign currency equivalent to 4.6 crores from AIFEL to meet the recurring expense recurring expenditure. Management of AIFEL is not confirmed whether the exchange earners foreign currency account, that is EEFC account, can be used to make such remittance or not. But finally AIFEL used the exchange earners foreign currency account to remit the amount in foreign currency equivalent to 4.25 crore. So if you know the concept related to EEFC account, this is very easy sum for you. So what is happening here is that AIFEL, which is a company registered in India, has a branch office in Toronto, and Toronto branch office is asking for the money, and AIFEL is confused whether it has the power to use the EEFC account to remit the amount. So let's refer this provision. So if you know, EEFC account is a type of account. If any remittance has to be made for the transaction listed in Schedule 2 and Schedule 3 from the EEFC account, then also no approval is required. However, if the payment has to be made for the following transaction, approval is required even if the payment is from EEFC account. Okay, so as you know, there are total 3 schedules in FEMA. Schedule 1, which is for prohibited transaction, and Schedule 2 and Schedule 3, from which you require the approval of the central government or the RBI. Okay, but the transactions which you are doing through EEFC account, no approval is required even if those transactions are covered in Schedule 2 and Schedule 3. So this is a very beneficial to use this EEFC account, but all the transactions are for all the transactions no approval is required, but only for these 3 transactions approval is required. Okay, for making the remittance through EEFC account. So if you want to know more about these transactions, you can read from here, but since the remittance to branch office for meeting the recurring expense is not covered in this exception, we can easily say that they from EEFC account they can remit the amount of, they can remit any amount. Okay, there is no limit on remittance. Okay, so let's see the various options. Remittance is not allowed for meeting the recurring expense of RN branch. No, this is incorrect option. Both are also incorrect option because there is no such limit on remittance. So D is the correct answer. AIFEL can remit any amount out of the funds maintained in exchange earners foreign currency account. Okay, now let's go to third question. What type of anti-competitive agreement has been entered into by AFFL with the network of distributors and retailers? Okay, so if you have studied Competition Act 2002, there are various anti-competitive agreement which are given in our ICAS study material. Okay, so now we have to refer the case study for more details in order to answer this question. Okay, so from this part of case study, they have asked, AFFL has entered into an agreement with such network of distributors and retailers for sale of its product in the manner as aforementioned. The retailers are expected not to violate the list price. Okay, so I'll explain here. AFFL is selling its product to its distributors and retailers, but AFFL is instructing its retailers that retailers should not sell AAFL's product below the list price which is decided by the AFFL. Okay, now let's see what are the various options. So it is a type of anti-competitive agreement because the resale price of the retailers is being decided by the AFFL. Okay, so let's see what are the various options. Tie-in agreement, no. Exclusive supply agreement, no. Exclusive distribution agreement, no. Resale price maintenance, yes. C is the correct answer. Now if you want to know the definition of resale price maintenance, you can simply go to this explanation sheet and you can read more about this definition, and this is the exact definition which is given in ICAS study material on page number 1.27. Okay, so let's see what do you mean by resale price maintenance. Any agreement to sell the goods on a condition that the prices to be charged on the resale by the purchaser shall be the prices stipulated by the seller, unless it is clearly stated that the prices lower than those prices may be charged. So here what is happening here is that AAFL has instructed its retailers that retailers are expected not to violate the list price. Okay, so this definition is exactly like our situation. So this is the conclusion. In the given case, the price to be charged by the purchaser on the subsequent resale is fixed by the AFFL and retailers are not expected to violate the list price. Okay, so since the price is being controlled by the AFFL, it is a resale price maintenance because the resale price is being controlled by the AFFL. So option C is the correct answer. Now question 4, whether the acquisition of control in SFL by AFFL can be termed as a combination as per the provisions of the Competition Act 2002, assuming the acquisition took place on 10/1/2021. So let's refer the case study. Yes. As you can see, the AFFL has recently packed a deal of acquisition with high growth domestic company Style Fabric Limited. So AFFL has acquired SFL. So we are asked whether it is covered under the definition of combination. So again, Competition Act 2002, there is an numerical limits which are given in Competition Act 2002. Only those combinations or those acquisitions which are exceeding the given limits in the section 5 combination, those will be considered as combination for the purpose of Competition Act 2002. But I was also confused in this MCQ, but there is exemption for certain type of companies. Now let's see what is that exemption which is given by notification. Wide notification number 988 dated 27th March 2017. March 2017, exemption is granted from the application of section 5 for a period of 5 years. So there is an exemption for a period of 5 years from the date of publication of the notification if the target enterprise whose control, share, voting rights or assets are being acquired has either the assets of value not more than 350 crores or turnover of not more than 1000 crores. Okay, so if the SFL has, if SFL, that is the target company, has assets less than 1000 crores, sorry, turnover less than 1000 crores and assets less than 350 crores, this acquisition will be covered by this notification and it will not be covered under the definition of combination. So let's see. So as you can see, SFL has the turnover of 950 crores and book value of assets 340 crores. So in the given case, the turnover of SFL is 950 crores, which is less than 1000 crores, and assets of 340 crores, which is less than 350 crores, which is below the threshold of 1000 crores and 350 crores. Hence, it cannot be termed as combination as per Competition Act 2002. So let's see what are the various options that they have given. So the question was whether the acquisition of control by the SFL by the AFFL in SFL can be termed as combination. No, it is not a combination. No, the A is the correct answer, because as the gross turnover of the company, which is 950, was below the threshold of 1000. So A is the option A is the correct answer. Next, what shall be the legal validity of provisional attachment of movable assets of Trispoon Limited, assuming Trispoon Limited is not going under any insolvency process? Okay, so as we have already discussed in MCQ number 1, so the provisional attachment is done on the order of officer authorized in this regard. Okay, so as you can see, in the meantime, the deputy director as authorized from the office of Enforcement Directorate ED conducted a search and seizure proceedings on the premises of the promoters of the Trispoon Limited and issued a provisional attachment order for 180 days. Correct? So 180 days exactly is the, I mean, it is as per, it is legal, that is relevant provisions of the PMLA attaching the properties of the Trispoon Limited on the basis of findings during the search and seizure proceedings. Okay. Now let's see what they have asked. So they are just asking whether it is legally valid. Yes, the provisional attachment is legally valid because it is done for 180 days, which is exactly as per the legal provision. So you can period of provisional attachment. Okay, that above first question attachment was on the order of adjudicating authority. Here this is initial provisional attachment, which is done on the order of officer authorized by the director. So 180 days is the correct answer. So option A is the correct answer. Okay, so in this way we are going to cover each and every case study. Some people might feel that since we are not reading the entire case study, we are not getting that confidence. But as I have already explained in the introduction video, we are going to cover the MCQs in the maximum less possible in the maximum in minimum time. So those who are feeling uncomfortable with this approach, they can simply pause the video, read the case study by themselves, and then refer to this video for further explanation with legal provision. Okay, so thank you. We will be meeting for the case study number 2. Thank you.